conversations.
No, the thing just started now. So.
Well, no. So I'm going to start.
Yep.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Be nice, actually, if you want to. Can you see from over here?
I should be able to.
You know, the reason is that I can focus.
I gotcha.
Everything over here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to kind of make this a very personal discussion. Like I'm going to just pretend this is my living room.
Got it.
How's that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Anyways, do I need to click this thing out? Because I'm walking around. Right? I think I should probably just put it in your pocket.
Can I sit here?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to make this kind of cozy. And I just want to make sure I'm out of the way of the screen. So, right there.
We got 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready to rock and roll. Okay, people just walk in. You picked up the handouts. I think I saw you picking up some of the handouts right over there on the table. So let me just reference the handouts. All right, guys. For anybody that doesn't know me, I'm Don Tolico from the U.S. Small Business Administration. We're a federal agency, a small federal agency in terms of overall agencies. We're probably one of the smallest. Our office is at 500 West Madison Street, no more than 6-7 block walk from here. I'm one of 3 business opportunity specialists with the SBA. So my background is contracting, but at the SBA, because it's a small office, a small agency, we're cross-trained in the other program areas as well. So I can talk a little bit about the other program areas, which I like to do that because when I talk strictly contracting, I lose a lot of people because a lot of people aren't ready to deal with contracting on the federal level or state level. So I like to make it relevant for a larger group of people. So you're going to get an overview from me on all the programs. By the way, and if we have a question, and I would prefer a question from everybody here, I don't want to just ask a question. We'll generally wait for the next slide because sometimes the next slide will address that question. I always tell people, so wait for the next slide, and so I don't get ahead of myself and you don't get ahead of the presentation. All right, so this is next slide here. I like this 3-dimensional slide. This is great. I can look at any one of them. Okay. What is our role at the SBA? What do we do? Our mission is to help small business owners or would-be small business owners. Okay, we're the advocate for small business. I'm going to get into this real quick. It's not on the slide, but we were created during the Eisenhower administration. Okay, a lot of GIs were coming back from either World War II or Korea, and they were just trying to find themselves, trying to figure out how do we start a business. And President Eisenhower, who was himself from the military, head of the military, said, you know what, we need an agency that's going to focus on helping small businesses, and that's in particular at this time. I was thinking too many vets were kind of walking through all sorts of minefields trying to start their business. So that's where the idea came from. The Small Business Act was created and created the SBA. Okay, so it is helping empowering entrepreneurs, and I would say would-be entrepreneurs and existing business owners. Okay, we're a go-to resource for capital, valuable resources, and so forth. So here are our main program areas. Okay, and I'm going to talk into each one of those on the slide. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the next slide, funding. So our main core program still is, funding businesses when they start out, when they grow. Capital is always one of the main issues. Okay? For many small business owners, just basic working capital, like trying to meet payroll, trying to find ways to buy inventory, basic stuff. Okay? So we have what we call working capital, seasonal financing. I have there is a fact sheet of all the different financial products. I'm not going to go into all of them. But these are the financing consists of working capital and fixed assets. Okay. So basically, anybody who starts a business has a computer, like all the peripheral stuff. Computer. How much time do we have, by the way? Before I don't want to ramble, do I just want 30 minutes? Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure I got 15 slides to go through, so I don't want to ramble too long. Okay. And then we have fixed assets. So you have our 7-day loan program that will help fund assets, I should say purchasing of inventory and small items, meeting payroll, and so forth. And then furniture, real estate, machinery. And I'm going to get into these in more detail. We have the 7A and the 504 loan program. So go ahead. Funding requirements. Basic things you need. You need to be officially in business and operate legally. Okay, so obviously the answers itself can't be in a business that is illegitimate or something that doesn't qualify as a legal business. Right, what's going on now is you see a lot of businesses starting up with the marijuana thing because it's becoming actually legal in many states. So we see across the country, businesses seeing an opportunity for legalized marijuana shops and so forth. It's interesting. Before that was never on our radar. Now it is because it's becoming legal and more acceptable. It's becoming then a popular business environment. All right, you have to do business in the U.S. Okay, so I can't be a formal corporation. We want to help U.S.-based businesses. Okay. Oh, let me go back to the slide. This is really important. We don't direct lend. We do the guaranteed loan. Very important. A lot of people still don't get this. We don't lend out the money directly to the business owner. We guarantee the loan. I'm getting to later slides, but it's a really important point. If we don't understand that point, there's no point going any further. SBA is a loan guarantee program, not direct lending. We do direct lending only for disaster loans. I'm going to get into that in the slide. Go ahead. So, what we require, the business owner has to have some equity in the business. It's not an absolute, but we want, how would they say, we want the business owner to have skin in the game. Okay? Because they're more likely, oh, this works now. Oh, that's so cool. The pointer is, which one's the pointer? Oh, center. I just went, oh, that is so cool. Okay. Equity. So you need to have equity in the business. Now, depending on the type of loan use, the loan proceeds, equity could be anywhere from 10% to 30%. It depends on the industry. A high-risk industry, the lender might require, I'm just going to go to my charts here, the lender might require more equity from the business owner if there's more risk involved. Let's say, for instance, a lender doesn't like, they don't usually do restaurants, or the business owner hasn't had prior experience in running a restaurant, the lender might say, you know what, instead of having 10% of this, we want 15 or we want 20 because we don't generally have good experience with restaurants, but we want you as a customer. We might want additional capital from you, the business owner. So it's how the use of proceeds are going to be used and what the borrower, what their background is and the type of industry. So a lot of different factors go into that. Just go to the next slide here. And the lender, I'll go to this right here. Oh, shoot, what happened? What'd you do? What did I do? Oh, exhaust finance options. We used to be considered like the lender of last resort. In other words, a bank would come to us and say, you know what, they can get financing elsewhere. We'd like them as a potential long-term customer. We want to consider them. Or the business owner would say, hey, I can't do a loan conventionally that requires me to pay back a working capital loan in 5 years, but an SBA guaranteed loan allows me to pay back in 7 years. So that cash flow is a must for a business owner because their cash is tight, but they can do a deal if it allows them to pay back a $150,000 loan over 7 years instead of 5 years. So the SBA has easier credit terms that allows a borrower to repay the loan as opposed to a conventional loan. The bank is going to have strict requirements. So that's why you would end up maybe with an SBA guaranteed loan as opposed to a liberal loan conventionally. The lender would say, hey, we want this customer, we believe in them, but they're not going to fit into our loan policy based on what's going on with them currently. But we still like them as a long-term customer. Okay, next slide. Okay, cool. I'm going to figure this out before the other slide. Okay, funding startup. Okay, there's one of our popular programs, Micro Community Advantage Loan Program. This is really good for your mom-and-pop type business, your one-person shop. They don't have a lot of experience in their industry. They need someone to hold their hand through the process. So the micro loan is good if you're looking for a $50,000 working capital loan. The micro loan program will be great for you because you're just starting out. You don't have really excellent credit, but you have a good business plan, a good business model. So the micro loan program will be really good for you. So here are the benefits of the micro loan program. Yeah, credit's not so great, but it's not the worst. So see, people ask me, I have trouble trying to answer this one. What's good credit? What's not? Really, every bank is becoming different. I would say a credit score of 700 or above is pretty decent, but we've done loans where the credit has been less than that. You've got a little more explaining to do. If your credit is less than that, you've had some major medical issues or whatever the case is. You had a one-time mishap. We know things happen in life. Life happens. So, okay, again, more affordable credit, favorable terms. So the micro lender is going to allow you longer payment terms. Okay, they want to make sure you cash flow. They want to make sure that you have the opportunity to pay that loan back. So they're not going to put you behind the 8 ball right away. That's why I put this on silent. Anyways, here's what I like about this right here. You get business training. So if you're meeting with a small business development center, they'll more likely refer you to a community advantage partner or microloan partner because they're going to talk to you about your credit score, what's the basic things about what it means to run your business and pay the loan back, really basic stuff. You're not jumping right into a loan. They're giving you some sort of training. They might have you sit down and take a class on business 101, basic stuff. Because they want to build a foundation so that you are more likely to succeed in the business. And once you do get that loan, you're going to pay that loan back. So this is what I really like about this. You're getting training. They're just not going to say, here's $150,000, $200,000, go at it. No, they want to make sure that you have the basics of running the business right down, including how do I grow the business, how do I improve my credit. So that's what they're all about. Okay, so they're doing basic things. Funding supply, inventory expansion, working capital. Really basic stuff for a small business. All right. Oh, I just mentioned here in my notes, there's 3 micro lenders. HACIA Chicago, Justin Peterson, and Chicago Neighborhood. These are your 3 main micro lenders in the metro area. All right. Next slide. All right. How do we help? SBA, remember I told you before, we do the guarantee. We do the guarantee. We don't do direct lending. 7(a) loans for small loans and large loans, okay, made by the lender, okay, to the business owner. Lender will come to us and say, hey, we got a great deal here. We can't do it conventionally, but we believe in this company. SBA, would you consider doing this as an SBA deal? The lender's coming to us, not the borrower. Really important. Our relationship is with the lender. Any questions on that?
Any dollar amount on that 7(a)? You said small. What do they mean by small?
Well, if it's a micro loan,
Yeah.
okay, micro loan go up to $250,000.
Okay.
On a 7(a) loan, $5 million. Okay, but let me bring this good question. Just see this here?
Yeah.
You're going to do this loan. You're going to consider this loan, this type of loan, if you're doing a small ticket sort of most use of proceeds for working capital, buying equipment, furniture, and so forth. If it involves major capital purchase, you're buying a building, is a good example. Big ticket item, you're probably going to be considered for a 504 loan. This is a higher loan limit. It's going to involve CDC, the debenture, the issued debentures, involve 10% down by the business owner and a lender. You've got 3 organizations involved in this. But then you're buying a building or big ticket items, huge capital expenditures. That's where the 504 loan comes in. Okay? These are some of the use of proceeds right here. Okay, so generally if you're buying small equipment, 7(a) loan, working capital, okay, refinancing 7(a), okay? If you're buying a building, real estate, generally you'll be steered towards a 504 loan. Very important. Okay, how do you find the lender? Well, one thing you do, this is lender match. You put your business proposal in there, and you have lenders that can look at the proposal, and hopefully some someone will call you back and say, you know what, I like your business model, I like your proposal. I think we might do business. Okay. Before, years ago, the borrowers had to go knocking door to door. They had to call like yourself. Very time-consuming, very inefficient process. Well, we finally got in the 21st century. We created this online program where you can put in your loan proposal and let lenders come to you. Okay, awesome. We figured ahead 8 years ago. It just takes some of the burden and inefficiencies out of looking for a lender to do business with. Starts with lending partner, loan, and then SBA gets involved. Okay, our partnership is with the lender. You can also call the SBA directly. I have a card up there for Bob Esquivel. He is our supervisor of loan specialist, lender specialist. We call lender specialist. He can explain to you the process of going about trying to get a loan, who are some of the local lenders. I always tell people that you should have a relationship with the bank already and not wait until you actually need a loan. So everybody has a savings account, a checking account, so you have a relationship whether you think it or not, or you know it or not. You have a relationship, whether it's with a local community bank or a credit union, you do business with all. I happen to favor credit unions and local community banks. They're more in touch with what's going on with you as a business, you as a person. Okay? The relationship's really important, as opposed to a big money lender, okay? Really important. So everybody has a checking account, a savings account, so there's your start, your banking relationship right there, okay? There's this point right here I want to mention. SBA reduces risk and easier access to capital. So if you need the money and you can't get the loan conventionally, we're there to make sure the bank is comfortable in doing the loan because we guarantee that loan. Another one of our programs. Let me just, does anybody have any questions about our loan program? Because I'm jumping into another program area. That's really important. That's our core program. Okay? Nobody?
Oh, well, I do have a question.
Go ahead, please.
Please explain when you say you guarantee the loan. You guarantee the loan to the lender.
To the lender, right.
Meaning that if I, by chance, on the loan, you guarantee to pay them back.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. They're not going to do the deal unless they have the SBA guarantee. They've already made the decision. They're not going to do the loan conventionally with you for various reasons, right? It could be your credit score. It could be your lack of experience in the industry or business. They're uncomfortable with something, but they like most of everything that they see, okay? They're just not 100% comfortable. It doesn't fit in with their lending policies, okay? Could be the fact that you need more time to pay the loan back. In 7 years, I was talking about an example working capital, but they like everything else. But okay, there's some concerns. I mean, it's not necessarily a negative. They're just saying it doesn't line up with how they do loans conventionally. But they want you as a customer. They believe in you. That's why they're going to do the deal. They come to the SB and say, you know, here's what we like about the company, the person. There's things that you need to do as a business owner or would-be business owner. You have to understand how the bank thinks, what they look for in an individual. This is where you have to go to a small business development center or any one of our research SCORE. And I have handouts on SCORE. They're going to talk to you about basic things like a business plan. Where do you put a business plan? They're going to talk to you about what the 5 C's of credit are. Character, capacity, collateral, all that. These are things you need to know so when you talk to the bank, you guys are on the same page and you understand the same language. If you understand what a bank thinks, how they think, you're more likely to understand if they say no, if they say, you don't have the capacity, you don't have the wherewithal to really take this business next level, bring in the customers. If you understand the jargon, you're more likely to understand if you don't get the loan why, and to build upon those weaknesses. Okay? So I always say you have to understand some of the basics of getting a loan, some of the basics of running a business. Bank's not there to help you understand that. You probably want to get that ahead of time by taking a class on banking 101 and so forth. Because the bank, they want to help you, but they're not going to sit there and explain to you the basics of running a business or starting a business. That's why we have the research partners, the SBDC SCORE, and so forth. Now, good question, okay? And there's a handout on SBDC, Small Business Development Centers. I really think it's Let me get to something, I think this is very important, this slide. We also do help businesses with exporting, okay? A lot of people want to sell to their neighbor, that's fine. They want to sell right to their neck of the woods. They want to sell just to the city of Chicago or state, that's fine. At some point, you're going to grow your business, and you want to move outside the borders of this country. And I'd say anybody who's got a website is a good candidate to sell their service or product overseas. So we want to reduce our trade deficit, right? We want businesses to think outside of their comfort zone, their neck of the woods. So we have roughly 9 export assistance centers. They're all tied to small business development centers. So like the one here at the City of Chicago, we have at the Women's Business Center, we have export assistance center there. At Calvin Page has an SBDC, and they also have an export assistance center right there. So they're the host site. Usually the SBDC will host the export assistance center. Okay? But we want people to understand that they have the potential to sell their product or service overseas. Okay? It's not for everybody, but think about that as a possibility. If you have most businesses should have websites. But if you have a website, anybody can buy from you anywhere in the world. Another program, and this is where our next speaker can talk to you a little bit about this as well. You need a surety bond if you're doing business with the federal government in the area of construction, or if you're doing work on a federal site. You have to be bonded. Okay, so if you you drop equipment or something, you damage a building or whatever, or you default, you don't honor the contract, something happens, the bonding agency's got to pay for that issue. They've got to come through and pay to have the work done by somebody else, because the agency will call that bond due. So I have a card for Steve Conkle. But a lot of businesses can't get bonding through the normal insurance broker or agent because, one, too small a business, they don't have experience, and so bonding companies not going to use them. But a bonding company might say, you know what, just like with a loan, we think you've got potential, but we want to run this, we want to get this through the SBA bonding program. Again, it's a second chance to help, second opportunity to help business get a bond. They can't do business with the federal government without bonding. And the type of bond you need and the level of bond you need depends on the type of business that you're in and the type of work that you're doing. Bonds are very contract specific. Okay, so you start out by going to your insurance agent or broker and say, hey, I need a bond for X number of dollars. He might look through your financials and say, you know what, you probably get no more than $50,000, $100,000, whatever, because your credit is weak or you don't have experience in your industry, so you might need SB's help with this. Okay? Hopefully that bond will never be called. Okay? You never have to use that bond, but you can't walk into a federal site without having bonding. And I'm sure that's true for most conventional projects, commercial projects as well. Okay? So this is going to come in use again for the reasons I just mentioned. If you have lack of experience or credit issues and so forth, where you might need SBA's involvement. Similar to the SBA Guaranteed Loan Program. All right. I also mentioned that we have a disaster loan program. Right, a few minutes left? 5 minutes? 4 minutes? Okay. Really quickly too. Everybody knows the climate's changing. We get disasters every year. I mean, this is no joke. This is some serious. Okay, whether you believe in climate change and all that, I happen to. You're going to see a lot of disasters happening. It's winter, summer. So, I remember the hurricanes from last year. So, SBA was all over the country. We were out there in the Caribbean. We were there in Puerto Rico. There in Texas, Florida. We were busy. We were bringing people in from other departments, other agencies, needed staff. We had so much going on, and I fear that this is becoming the new normal. Okay. So I have a handout of this. So we help businesses that have been affected by disasters. We help individuals that have been affected by disasters, whether you have a home in a disaster area or business. It all goes. We have to go through the process where the state declares a disaster area, and they ask the president to declare a disaster, and then when the president declares a disaster, they invite FEMA in, they invite the SBA in, and we set up offices there. unfortunate because of all the nature of our climate and the intensity of our weather. It's creating a lot of problems here and okay. And I have a handout, just a basic handout on the disasters. All right. Low winds of disaster is 4%. You can't beat that, right? We're not trying to make any money on this. We're trying to get people back on their feet in communities, back like in California wildfires. We're trying to get those communities set up again. And so, you know, a lot of them don't have the finances to rebuild. So we come in. We have to. We don't want these areas vacated now. Oh, that's it. Oh, wow. I know I do a lot of action in a very short period of time. I just wanted to get an idea of our three core areas, okay? Which is the capital, our 7-8 power portfolio program. Okay. Contracting for those who want to do business in the federal sector, and also people who want to do businesses who want to do business at the state and local level. We have relationships at the state and local level. A lot of businesses like to do business strictly with the city of Chicago. A lot of businesses want to do state of Illinois, tollway authority. A lot of businesses want to do the federal. So we help people understand and navigate the procurement process. And counseling, very important. Counseling could be working with a small business development center. SCORE, I have a handout with SCORE there. I brought everything. And